Chapter 22, Travel Graphs. We'll begin by drawing and interpreting distance time graphs and travel graphs. Pause the video and have a go at example 1 and example 2. Okay, the diagram shows the distance time graph of a 100-meter race. In 1 second, we've got time along the bottom. 2 seconds is 5 squares, so 1 second would be 2.5 squares. In 1 second, they travel half of 10. You must travel 5 meters. In 2 seconds, go up and meet the line, they travel 10 meters. In 4 seconds, they travel 20 meters. In 20 seconds, they travel 100 meters. So they complete the 100 meters in 20 seconds. This line is straight, doesn't change its direction. So that's assuming the speed is constant. So how fast you are in the first 2 seconds is the same as how fast you are in the final 2 seconds. Maybe slightly unrealistic if you were running a race, but that's how it is assumed. You will maybe be able to deduce the person's speed actually as well. You can see they're traveling 5 meters in 1 second, so that's 5 meters per second. 10 meters in 2 seconds, if you divide that by 2, it gets you back to 5 meters per second. Or if they travel 100 meters in 20 seconds, if you divide that by 20, 100 divided by 20 is 5, that would be 5 meters per second. So to get the speed, you're doing the distance divided by the time. That is shown here, that speed is distance divided by time. If you can use this little triangle to help you, I'll talk about that a little bit more later on. Paul jogs at 8 kilometers per hour. Draw a graph to show him walking for 3 hours. We take 1 centimeter to represent 4 kilometers and 2 centimeters to represent 1 hour. So we're going to, on a travel graph or distance time graph, you have the distance up the side and you have the time along the bottom. So we have, for time, it is 2 centimeters is 1 hour. So 1 centimeter would be half an hour, 2 centimeters would be 1 hour. So there's 1 hour mark there. So I can mark on 1, then that would be 2, that would be 3, and that would be 4. Just to indicate that that scale is in hours. I maybe even just rub out that distance. I'll do, just change that. I'll go sideways. So distance along the side, and it's going to be in kilometers. Excuse the sideways writing. Okay, so distance in kilometers. The scale for the distance is 1 centimeter is 4 kilometers. So 1 centimeter is 4. So we go 4, then another 4 is 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28. Right. Paul jogs at 8 kilometers per hour. So in 1 hour, it'll be at 8 kilometers. Obviously, if he hasn't moved at all, by the way, he's going to go 0 distance and 0 time, so 0, 0 also is there. If it's 8 kilometers in 1 hour, we can make a straight line through that point, or we can anticipate what's going to come up next, which I like to do to get a nice accurate line. If 1 hour is 8 kilometers, 2 hours would be double the distance. Double 8 would be 16. So in 2 hours, we'd get 16. We can then draw our straight line from that. What will that look like? Let's see. So there's our line going through those 2 points. If you just use these two, by the time you get out over here, it may be quite inaccurate, so I like to have an extra point. Even I know it's going to go 3 and 24, so I actually was making sure it went through that point as well. So that'll give you a good gauge. If you've drawn it and you're not going through 324, you know it's not that accurate. Okay, we've got to use your graph to find how far he jogs in 2.5 hours. So 2 hours is here, 3 hours is here, 2.5 is in the middle. So go from 2.5 up till we reach the line, and we get that is 20 kilometers. How far he jogs in 1.25 hours. So 1 hour is here, 2 hours here, 1.5 hours is in between. So 1.25 is going to be halfway between these 2 points, so in here, so in between two squares. If it goes in between two squares, don't try and just make it go slightly off center and go to an actual square. If it's between two squares, it's between two squares. Keep it like that, keep it accurate. So what do we get then? We get that the answer's halfway between 8 and 12. Well, halfway between 8 and 12 is 10. So I could do that without actually having to read the scale. And that answer should make sense from part A, because 1.25 hours is half the time of 2.5 hours. So you do half the distance in that time. If you are wondering about scale, by the way, if we look at that just for 2 seconds, we've got from 8 to 12 is a distance of 4. So 4 kilometers. How many squares is that? From 8 to 12, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So if you want to work out what 1 square would be worth, that would be 4 divided by 5, which is 0.8. So each square is worth 0.8. So we've got 8, 8.8, 9.6, and then half a square would be 0.4. So 9.6 plus 0.4 gives you 10. Okay, so example 2, we are going to find out, well, John cycles at 16 miles per hour, so we're given the speed, and we want to work out how far he will travel in 3 hours and 1.25 hours. So if you're looking to work out one of these letters, what you do is you cover up the letter that you want. So we want 2 seconds. In this case, we want to work out how far. We want to work out distance. So if we cover up the D, we can see we get ST. So distance is speed times time. So we can write out that formula for this one. Distance is going to be speed times time. The speed is 16. The time is 3. So that gives you 48. The units were in miles per hour, and the time was in hours, so that would give you miles. Make sure your units are the same. If they're different units, if that was maybe hours and then minutes, you'd need to make sure that you convert before you start. Make sure units are consistent. Okay, part B, how far will he travel in 1.25 hours? So we're still working out distance. So we write D equals S times T. The speed is 16 still, and the time is 1.25. If we write that as a decimal, that's 1.25. And if you put that in the calculator, we would end up with 20. What if that was non-calculator? Well, you would be doing 16 speed times by the time, and the time is 1.25 hours, or 5 quarters. So 1.25 hours is 5 quarters of an hour. We can multiply the fractions. If we multiply the numerators together and the denominators together, put a wee 1 in before we start, so we've got 2 fractions. We can also cancel down a common factor of 4, and you would end up, when you multiply the numerators, you get 5 times 4, which is 20, and then on the denominator, 1 times 1, which is 1, and 20 over 1 is simply 20. So that's how you could do it using fractions. Just to summarize then, if you're looking to work out distance, cover it up, and it's speed times time. If you're looking to work out speed, you cover it up and you can see its distance over time, that little triangle. But you must learn the triangle DST.